The biggest frustration you feel when you play golf is inconsistency. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You reach your favourite hole and play a great approach shot and you think you've cracked the code to the swing, only to repeat the same feelings in the next few swings and you spray the ball in different directions. And you feel deflated because you don't understand how a swing with the same feelings produces different results. Well, you found the right video to help. Here's Tiger talking about what was important in his game.
I wanted to try and take my game to the next level and be more consistent. That's all we're trying to do in golf, is be more consistent.
So to improve your consistency, you need to control the club face through impact. However, this inconsistency isn't from a lack of effort, as we all spend both time and money on the latest equipment and hitting tons of balls at the range and taking numerous lessons. Yet you're still inconsistent. Why? It's because you're not focusing on the critical part of the swing. The key to improving your consistency lies in the impact position that you reach. This determines your ability to control the club face through the impact area. But you don't hold the club face, you hold the handle. So the question all golfers should be asking themselves is, how do I control the handle until after the ball's been struck? To control the handle, you need to reach full extension, which is the point at which the club is aligned with your lead forearm, after impact and not before it. To do this, you need to get the handle forwards, and this is known as a lag impact or having a delayed strike. Now in this position, the club trails behind an extension of your lead forearm, which means you stabilise the handle with your lead hand above the point of rotation. This means you control the handle with both of your hands through impact. The trouble is that this position isn't intuitive, and it feels like a really exaggerated position to reach. That's the reason why 96% of club golfers and 51% of pros don't reach a lag impact. They have a flip impact. So I can hear you asking, why does it matter? What's the difference between a lag and a flip impact? When you have a flip impact, the club will have already reached full extension before you hit the ball. And after the point of full extension, the club is subjected to reverse torque, which moves the butt end of the handle away from the lead hand, which means you lose the ability to stabilise the handle with that hand. So you're forced to throw the club head at the ball and are reliant upon the timing of that release with the trail hand alone. This is where the inconsistency and frustration comes from, because it feels like you're swinging the club the same way each time, but you're actually throwing the club head at the ball instead of swinging the club head through it. So obviously some shots you time well and others you don't. Another reason why you reach a flip impact is because you address the ball in a setup position with the club pointing to the middle of your body, which is a different position to where you need to be at impact. So unless you specifically learn the exaggerated lag impact position, you understandably make an educated but ill-informed guess and return the handle to a similar position that you had at setup, which produces a flip. Also, golfers have a tendency to help the ball into the air, which promotes an unhelpful scooping movement, not only with the wrists and hands, but also with the weight staying central or too far back in the stance. So by how much does a lag impact improve consistency and ball dispersion? We tracked the dispersion of 2,000 shots with a 7-iron with a club head speed of 89 miles an hour, 1,000 each with a lag and flip impact. With the lag impact shots, the horizontal ball dispersion reduced from 40 yards to 23 yards, a 43% improvement in dispersion. Distance control, so the shortest shot to the furthest shot, improved from 12 yards down to 6 yards, a 50% improvement in dispersion. And the carry distance improved from 175 yards to 181 yards, a 6-yard gain with the same club head speed. So why is a lag impact so difficult to achieve? Well, firstly, because it's an exaggerated position, you're not just going to stumble across this movement without help. Secondly, not enough emphasis has been placed on the importance of reaching this critical position by the manufacturers or teaching pros. And it's difficult to learn because it's not intuitive, because you don't start the swing from the position you want to reach at impact. So up until now, even if you've been taught the lag impact position during a lesson, there's no specific feedback from the club which confirms you've reached the forward handle position and de-lofted square club face that produce a lag impact. So you haven't had the tools to know how to change your movement pattern. That's the reason why I started delayed strike technology. It was initially to help myself, but then I thought if I needed the help to understand and locate and feel how to deliver the club into impact, then everybody else would benefit from it too. When I launched DST in 2015, I was expecting the clubs to be popular with club level golfers, but they soon became and continue to be a massive hit with tour pros. In fact, due to name and likeness laws, we can't say who's using them unless they've been filmed or photographed by third parties. But pros who regularly use DST clubs have gone on to win 5 US Opens, 4 Masters, 3 Open Championships and 4 PGA Championships, as well as a gold and silver medal at the Olympics. So the best players in the world rely on DST clubs to ingrain these feelings. So if you want to take your game to the next level, you should too. The DST compressor training clubs, which come in an 8-iron and wedge, have a curved shaft and include the impact line on the hosel, which when aligned with your eye line puts the handle and club face into an optimal position. They're incredible at ingraining the feelings of a lag impact. The curved shaft forces you to rotate your hips and torso and get the handle forwards more than you would with a straight shafted club, in order to deliver the club head against the ball. So it promotes better rotation, while the impact line helps you feel the correct wrist and hand position, which delivers a de-lofted square club face, irrespective of whether you have a weak or a strong grip. Naturally, we don't play competitive golf with curved clubs, so our CR10 clubs, which we make again in 8-iron and wedges, help you learn to transition the improved body rotation with the more extreme de-lofting of the club face that a straight shafted club requires. For regular play, the DST impact line, which conforms with equipment standards, could and should be manufactured into all clubs moving forwards to help you understand and feel how to use your clubs more effectively. The impact line is designed to be used before every shot as part of your pre-shot routine to focus you on the movement of the club into impact. The impact line is a simple and effective way for you to transform your game and take the feelings of a lag impact from the range out onto the course during competitive play. Golf club manufacturers are ignoring the question, how can we help our customers use our clubs better? Up until now, they haven't seen this as their job. They've left this up to the teaching profession and simply continue to focus on what they've always done and make technological advancements in the materials and structure of clubs by making them longer and lighter, by using stiffer materials so they can enlarge the sweet spot and improve off-centre strikes. But there's 2 problems here. The first is that golfers continue to swing their new clubs just the same way as they did their old ones. In other words, by using their new clubs, they make no improvement to their swing. The new clubs just mean they might hit the ball a bit further into the rough. The second problem is, as we've only seen this week, the governing bodies are starting to limit the distance that the ball will fly through the air, with the proposed rollback laws to limit the distance the ball goes. So the well-trodden route that manufacturers use to convince customers to buy their latest offering, because our clubs hit the ball further, is about to come to an end. So perhaps it's time for them to answer the question, how can we help our customers use our clubs better? Because it's not the clubs that matter, it's how you use them that counts. When golfers use the impact line and understand where the handle and the club face need to be to reach a lag impact, it starts a domino-like effect of desirable movement patterns that happens either through self-discovery or with the help of a golf pro. In fact, the head of coaching and sports science at the PGA wrote about the DST impact line saying it's a big step forward in club design. So you've got to ask yourself, why aren't the club manufacturers using the DST impact line already? Well, one major manufacturer has already attempted to get their hands on this by licensing a copy of this technology, and this copy is currently undergoing a re-examination at the US Patent and Trademark Office. But what's really holding things up is that the major manufacturers are petrified of prescribing a way of using a golf club to their customers. After all, they've never had to do this before. So from their perspective, this is a risk. And they're right in thinking that they may alienate a small percentage of their customer base who are too inflexible to reach a lag impact. But by playing it safe and doing nothing in order to protect the minority, they're preventing millions of golfers around the world from this transformational, innovative technology. By giving golfers the tools to understand what they're trying to do when they hit the ball would unleash a huge response. There is so much improvement that would happen so easily by incorporating the DST impact line into normal clubs. It would make learning, practicing and playing so much more rewarding and enjoyable. The manufacturers shouldn't feel like they're aligning their brand with a particular methodology of swinging the club, because this isn't a methodology. This is a physiological truth, that in order to consistently control the club face through impact, the handle of the club needs to lead the club head through the hitting area. Jack Nicklaus said the same. Striking the ball with your hand slightly ahead of the ball is a fundamental to solid shot making. The fantastic thing about a lag impact is that the geometry doesn't change from a wedge through to a driver. Only the relative ball position does, as your stance becomes wider the longer the clubs get. So once you develop a movement pattern that delivers the club into a lag impact, your whole game will improve. Naturally, reaching a lag impact doesn't apply for speciality short game shots, where you may want to intentionally manipulate the club face and utilise the bounce on the sole of the club to play various types of high, soft landing shots.
So I'm a 10 handicapper. I want to get into single figures. I don't think I can achieve that unless I've got that on there.
Absolutely, enormously. I mean, it will just remind me all the time what I'm supposed to be doing.
Something so simple on the club, yeah, and just puts you in such a good position. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea.
It's fantastic. I really like it.
Being able to visually see straight away when I'm in the right position, I know from the offset that my practice is going to be good.
I think it would be helpful because when I was hitting my own club, I felt that I had to push my hands forward, but there was no real reference point.
So I feel like it's cheating. It's great.
Ultimately, if it helps you get into a better position and it helps me hit better golf shots, then why wouldn't I?